If you also came from no money or no connections like I did, then this video is for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexa Curtis. I am a former Disney host, and every Tuesday and Thursday right here on YouTube, I'm giving you all of my tips and tricks to building your personal brand and getting attention from the right people. If you are like me, you know that getting attention from the right people when you come from no money and no connections is seriously effing hard. To back up my story a little bit, I have managed to get attention from companies like Disney, from the Today Show, from KTLA and Fox News, when I am a self-made entrepreneur and am incredibly young. Back when I was 14 or 15 is when I sent my first TV pitch out to someone at Fox News. I found his email online, and he gave me an opportunity to go on TV when I was little and talk about fashion. Now, looking back, I cannot believe that I was even able to do that. I was absolutely petrified, but what it taught me is that really there are certain ways to get in front of the right people, especially if you don't come from any money or any connections, is having a really specific ask. This is relative regardless of what type of industry you're in. But whenever you're sending an email to someone, because I didn't come from those connections, I didn't have anyone to intro me to people, I really had to make my own connections. And so when I would go ahead and do that, I was very specific with my ask. Whenever I write an email to someone or whenever I pitch myself, I always say in the email what I wanted. Now I'm gonna put a photo here of what my original pitch was, and you'll be able to see that it was literally so bad. I have worked on this for years, giving myself some credit that I was 14 when I first wrote that email. But now the proper way that I write a pitch, this is what I would say to a producer or to someone in media, is something like, my name is Alexa Curtis. I'm a serial entrepreneur, currently the co-founder of Grasshopper and the former host of Fearless Everyday on Radio Disney. I talk a lot about entrepreneurship, social media, and personal branding. I'd love to either come on the show or write an article on these 3 topics. I don't ever leave a lot of room, especially when I'm pitching myself to media, to allow them to say no because I'm too broad. So always give yourself 3 topics. And that's something that I also did with Radio Disney. When I wrote my first email to Disney, it was a way more blanket email. It wasn't super specific, but it did take into account that I had started this movement called Fearless Fridays, where I did something every single week that got me out of my comfort zone. And that was really how I got the attention from Disney. And it's something for you to think about too, is if you're looking to be in media or in front of the camera, or you even want to be a producer, you can get in front of these people without having to go to college and study, film or photography or production. You just have to be really specific with your pitch. So when I sent that first email to Disney, I sent also a way more blanket email, but what got their attention is everything I had done in the past. I doubt if I hadn't had my podcast that had been successful, I probably would have gotten the Disney show because I was able to get in front of them already having some type of a background. But that being said, your takeaway from this video should be is the fact that I was able to get in front of them with no experience, not being an actor, and I got a show that literally has never been done before at Disney. So they took a chance on someone who comes from a very unique background like I do, and there was no confirmation I would be able to make the show successful. So I really took it upon myself to do that, and it worked. So be really specific with your pitch and what you want. Really get to the bulk of it within that first 1 to 2 sentences at the beginning after you introduce yourself, and then let the ball roll from there. The other thing a lot of people fail to do is follow up. So you need to be following up every 72 hours. When I sent that email to Disney, I was following up every 72 hours. And the craziest thing is that when I sent that email to Disney, I got the show, and I'll talk about this in another video, and ended up getting rejected within 6 months after getting the show because of a crazy story. And with that, my manager was calling literally every single day. So you need to be also very aware that you need to be following up every 72 2 hours, I like to simply say something like, hi, following up, or hi, circling back, or hi, confirming you got the last email. And then if you don't hear back from them, another tip that I like to give people is if you were in touch, maybe you even exchange 1 or 2 emails back and forth, and then you get ghosted, go ahead and find someone else at the company to reach out to and say you've been in touch with so-and-so and haven't heard back from them. Can they point you in the right direction? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna hear back from someone being like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I completely blanked on these emails, let me point you in the right direction, or hey, totally forgot to reply to this email, thanks for following up with so-and-so. I've never experienced someone saying when I reach out to a colleague, you shouldn't have reached out to so-and-so. It's always the opposite. And so if you want to do what I do or be an entrepreneur, you need to be fearless in the pursuit of being persistent. And that comes from specifically reaching out to people, following up, and getting out of your comfort zone. I'll put all of my information in the bio so you guys can follow me if you like my content. And don't forget to subscribe up here so you get a notification every single time I post. And I'll see you guys later this week on YouTube.